the difference between Tupac and usted Pac. All right. When do we use tu in Espanol? Informal. When do we use usted? So, Tupac usted. Zach gets it now. He's like, okay, yeah, that's kind of funny. All right, so yeah. All right, if you ever need to remember. All right. We'll leave him up, or them up, for un momento. If you look at your syllabus, you notice we should be having a test today, which we're not, okay, because we are not done with the chapter, all right? So, yeah, some people are looking like, what? Oh, yeah, we were supposed to have one. I miscalculated how long it would take me. So I'll start making adjustments to this, or I'll catch us up. But I propose we move the exam back to Wednesday, if that's okay.
I don't know. I was kind of looking forward to taking a test.
We can. I mean, you guys won't be ready, but I certainly am. So Madison's like, shut up, asshole. No. So see. Okay. Oh no, she's under 18, so she'll keep it PG-13. Yeah. So she'd only use PG-13 words. Okay. You dumbhead. El miércoles, Wednesday. See? No? Okay. Muy bien. All right. So make that slight change, okay? And so with that, let's start off where we left off. What day was that? Miércoles. Pregunta? Or were you just stretching?
No, I was just
Okay. We left off talking about the verb ser, which means to be, okay? So take un momento, and either using the descriptive words we learned on page 11, or from the sheet that I handed out, yo soy. What is yo soy? I am. What are you? So, Jeter, por favor. What are you? Yo soy estúpido. I don't 100% agree, but okay. Fatima, what about you?
Yo soy fabulosa.
Fabulosa. Yes, you gotta do the snap too. All right, yo soy fabulosa. I am fabulous. ¿Y tú, Kyle?
Yo soy malo.
Yo soy malo. All right, I guess. Carter, por favor.
Yo soy inteligente.
Yo soy inteligente. Muy bien. All right. Por favor, if you can open in your libros then to page 12. After this class, it's going to be 12, never 12 again. All right? Because we are going to learn los números, numbers. All right? Huh? At least a 10? Yeah. Now, in este capítulo, this chapter, we are looking at 0 to 30, okay? I have this up here. It is also in your book, okay? So if you want to look at your book, if you want to look up here. And just as an FYI, I also posted these slides onto the Blackboard page. If you look under course documents, so all of the slides that I'm using, like today, and even the SARE slide from Wednesday, I put it up there. So if you need access to it or whatever, okay? Sorry about that. So here you have los números, okay? It's basically just memorization, all right? So yeah, whatever you use to, I don't know, memorize numbers in kindergarten, I guess, use it now. Numero dos, I don't have a guitar and I don't sing songs and I don't have cute rhymes or anything like that, so if that's what you were looking for, I'm the wrong teacher. All right, so I know, right? I'm not a big purple dinosaur, you know. Let's do números. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, none of that. All right, so clase. Oh, a little bit more of my speech. When it comes to these numbers, it's kind of important going from 1 to 9, all right, and remembering those, because those are the ones that you're going to use the most, believe it or not. Because at some point, just like in English, those numbers repeat themselves over and over and over again, okay? So you need to remember them, number one, but they will also be some of the easiest to remember because you're going to use them so many times, all right? So, por favor, clase, here's where I get entertained for Friday. Repite, por favor, okay? Clase, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So remember, those will be repeated time and time again. All right? So let's move on to the double digits for now. Clase 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're going to stop aquí because here's where the repetitions begin. All right? Other languages do this. I know for a fact French does, German does, I think Italian does. There's a couple other ones where once you get into the teens, okay, what's 10 again? 10. What is 6? 6. Okay? You're literally just adding numbers together. All right? Now, we haven't gone over this yet, but this is where we do. The letter Y in Spanish is a letter. But when it's all by itself like this, it is the word and. And it is pronounced like 2 E's in English. Okay? Clase E. Okay? Seriously, you just said and. All right? And. E. Okay? So, in Spanish, in French, in Portuguese, in German, when you say 16, you're actually saying 10 and 6. Okay? So, clase, 10 y 6. 10 y 7. 10 y 8. 10 y 9. Okay. Now, nobody says it that slow. I just did it because I'm teaching. All right. And just like with the spelling and with the saying, we smoosh it all together so that this becomes, okay, 10 y 6. Okay. But it starts off as 10 and 6. Okay. So clase, one more time, but this time a little faster. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. That is 20. 20. Okay? Now, in English, what comes after 20? 21. Same thing in Spanish. You just add a uno. So now you're just going to repeat these numbers again, but with a 10 place. I don't do math, so I don't know what that's actually called. 10 place, 10 spot, 10s, whatever. Okay? We'll ask Lauren's dad in a minute. Okay? 21. But once again, so literally 20 and 1. But once again, we smoosh it together. We compact it all. All right? And it comes out to, okay? Clase, please repeat. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. We don't do past 30 until the next chapter, but what do you think 31 would be? 31. Yeah. Okay. Huh? You're lost. No. It should be 35, right? No. 31. And then just 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right? And then when I teach you 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just over and over again. Okay? Now, when it comes to pronunciation for the 20s, okay, here's a little hack. If you go to Starbucks and you order their large drink, it's a venti.
I wasn't gonna make that joke, but I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, measure the cup. It's 20 ounces. That's why it's a venti. And if you get their, it's not on the menu, but their Trenti cup, guess how many ounces? 30. It's a Trenti.
Who needs that much coffee?
I had lots of coffee this morning. I'm already winding down. Okay. But anyways, when it comes to pronunciation, you don't have to say 21. If you just literally say 21, like you're ordering a venti 9 times, 21, 22. It actually sounds Spanish. It comes out right. All right. So when it comes to the 20s, and even the 30s, if you say a 30, 31, 32, 30, you're ordering 9 Trenti cups. Seriously, it comes out like your pronunciation comes out perfect. All right. So if you're worried about that, that's the best way to do it. Okay, the best little hack that I could come up with. All right. Preguntas, questions on los números. Maybe when I'm old and getting senile, I'll learn a song and learn how to play the guitar. But for now, you guys get discount Santos. No music, no guitars, no ukulele. Probably, considering the amount of student debt I owe, like my student loans, yeah, probably. Not to scare any of you. All right, but
so if we come back in 30 years, we get to see Santos.
Yeah, they're gonna wheel me in, and I'll be like, oh, la clase. All right. It's funny because my ex-wife likes to kid my kids. I have 3 kids, and they're like adults now. But they don't speak Spanish very well, and she often kids with either my daughter or my son. Like, you guys need to learn Spanish because when your dad goes all crazy, he's just going to start babbling in Spanish, and you're not going to know what he's saying. And they're like, well, maybe it's better that way, Mom. And I'm like, gee, thanks. I feel the love. So yeah. All right. Anyways, a couple of things about numbers now. Okay. And this is pretty big, all right, because in Espanol, if you recall, things are either masculine or feminine, okay? Adjectives, if you're describing yourself and you're a guy, you have to use the masculine forms. If you're describing yourself and you're a girl, you have to use the feminine forms, okay? When it comes to numbers, the number 1 is the only one that has gender, okay? All of the other ones can be used for, you don't have to change them, all right? And so I need this. Let's get this up. Lo siento. They really need to put Siri or Alexa in here. So I can just say, Alexa, switch screens. All right, so uno is what we use for counting. 1, 2, 3. Okay? The masculine form is un, and then the feminine form is una. Now you may say, okay, Mr. Santos, but when do we use that? If you're ever giving a quantity of something, in this case, the quantity of 1. All right? So, I know we haven't learned a lot of these yet, but trust me on this one. The word libro, which is book, is a masculine word. All right? So, un libro, 1 book. Un libro, 1 book. Okay? Chair is silla, and it is a feminine word. Silla. Una silla. I apologize, I was going to write something else. One chair. Una silla. Okay? The word estudiante is used for both genders. But if I say un estudiante, one student, versus una estudiante, one student, that's how you know that I'm talking about, yes, there is one female student in class, una estudiante, versus un estudiante, one male student. Okay? Preguntas on this. All right. It is the only, I need to put an asterisk there. It is kind of sort of the only number that does it. Okay? Because, what's 2 again? I forgot. Oh, thank gracias. Dos. All right. And just like in English, and we'll go into more detail, add an S to make it plural. Dos libros, 2 books. I don't have to put like do so or do or dis. You don't have to change it. It's the same. Okay? Once again, just add an S. You've made it into more than one. Dos sillas, 2 chairs. Okay? Now, where the asterisk comes in, what is 21? 21. If you have 21 books, veintiún libros. Okay? So anything that has the word one in it, all right? So 21 libros, or, and I cannot spell. Don't repeat that one. 21 sillas. Okay, 21 chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 20, yeah, there's more than 21 if you count the stacks in the back. So 21 sillas, 21 chairs. Okay? And of course, it would be the same thing, 31 libros, 31 sillas, 41 libros, 41, because I haven't touched a 40 yet, okay? And so on, all right? The other thing that's there, okay? And once again, if you need un poquito más práctica, it does, if you need to go over this again, not only am I recording myself, but if you look underneath the number chart, it does go through all of that, okay? With the number 1, okay? And then, of course, with things like 21 and, 31 and the masculine and the feminine form, okay? Above the number chart, the word I, Hay. This does not mean the thing that you feed your horse, all right? Not pronounced hay, but I, all right? I means there is or there are. It's what we call an impersonal because we're not talking about somebody who is something, okay, like you would with S, like, él es inteligente, he is smart, okay, or they are smart, okay. In this case, we're just acknowledging the fact that something exists. And so we typically use that with numbers. Josh?
Would this also be used in the past tense and the future tense?
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be, that wouldn't change. Like we were saying, like if you're saying there were like 20 things, now there's 21.
Sí.
Okay.
But that's like Spanish 3.
Oh, really?
Sí. No, Spanish 2 would give you one of those. All right? And so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. is hay 10 estudiantes. There are 10 students. Okay? There are 10 students. Because you know I love you. Hay un Jeter. That's him. Fatima's like, wait, which one of those guys is that? It's the guy in the red shirt. So hay un Jeter. There is one Jeter in class. Okay? Why did I use un?
Because it's the male version. Of
Yes. Okay. At least, no offense. I'm assuming that's how you present. Okay. All right. So hay un. Okay. I un Jeter. Okay. I could say hay un hombre. There's one guy, one man. Una mujer. There's one woman. Okay. But yes, we use the word I. There is or there are. Okay. Preguntas on that. Then vamos a practicar. Okay, por favor. If you go to page 13, not going to translate. Madisona can if she wants, but page 13, or you can just look up here. All right, page 13. And we're going to do, hello, más pequeño. There we go. All right. We are going to do exercise P12. P12, okay, with a partner. All right, so buddy up with someone, hopefully. If you want to do it on your own, I guess you can, but it's always more fun with someone. One of you do odds, one of you do evens, and you're just saying what's there. So, for example, 18 computers. There are 18 computers. Hay 18 computadoras. For number one, for numero uno, one auto. What is an auto? Car. So you're literally saying there's one car. For the most part, we're not encountering the exceptions yet. If something ends in O, it's masculine. If something ends in A, it's feminine.
So the auto one, I would translate it to feminine?
No, cars are masculine. Lo siento. I'm sorry, Madison. What's interesting to me, like in English, sometimes people refer to boats as feminine, like a she, but in Spanish, they're still masculine. So take a few momentos, okay? And I want to hear some Espanol. So, hay one auto, hay 5 libros, but obviously, los números, okay? Chop, chop.
So,
El chapo, chapo. Silencio teléfono. Por favor. I didn't know whose it was, but Zach just called himself out.
I can't pronounce them.
Okay, so número uno, we will start con mi amigo Zach, por favor. Say there's one car, but en español.
Hay un auto.
Hay un auto, perfecto. Número dos, there's 5 books. Lauren? No? Oh, okay. Fatima, can you help her out? Hay 5 libros. Muy bien. Número 3, Carter, there's 12 students.
Hay 12 estudiantes.
Hay 12 estudiantes. Number 4, there's 6 professors. Paco?
Hay 6 profesores.
Hay 6 profesores. Muy bien. For number 5, for número 5, what do you think bicicletas? Bicycles. All right, yeah, that's another cognate. So, Juan, por favor.
Hay 27 bicicletas.
Hay 27 bicicletas. Perfecto. Número 6, there's 30 classes. Damn. Madisona? Hay 30 clases. And then the last one, what do you think personas? Persons, but I was going to say a less fancy term, people. Okay, we can say persons, but that's a little bit more like poetic, type of thing when you want to take liberties with syllables and whatnot. So, Kyle, por favor.
Hay 15 personas.
Hay 15 personas. All right, muy bien. Now, we're going to learn how to do a little math en español. All right, simple arithmetic. Okay, when it comes to adding and subtracting, and we're only going to do addition and subtraction. Okay, that's it. That's all you need so far. All right, you want to do like calculus or something? That's Spanish 800. All right, I don't even know math terms that high up. Like I can do simple. No, damn, I can only do multiplication. I don't even know what the words for division. I'd have to review it because it's been a while since I've done math in Spanish. But when you're doing addition, so let's do the plus sign. Okay. Most Spanish-speaking countries use the word más. Okay. So dos más dos. Okay. Literally más means more. So 2 and then 2 more. Okay, is what you're saying. But in English, 2 plus 2. Okay, dos más dos. Now, I put the Y there because in some, including Mexico, so this is what I say, people say y, which means what again? And. Okay? So in Mexico, they're saying 2 and 2. All right? If I slip, because subconsciously I do that, that's what I mean más. Okay? I actually have to think about más because that's not what I was taught. That's not what I was raised with. That's not the way I did arithmetic when I was in 2nd grade, whatever. Okay, to me it was dos y dos, as opposed to dos más dos.
So that's if they were actually physically writing out the numbers. But would they use just standard numbers if they were writing it? But anything about?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, it's written just like that, 2 and then the plus and then the 2. But if you're saying it, you would say, oh, dos más dos, or dos y dos. Okay? You wouldn't say dos pluso dos. No plus. All right? I think that's French. If you're doing subtraction, menos. All right? What does this kind of sort of look like, though? Yeah, so hopefully it's easy to remember. Minus. Okay? So 5 menos 2. All right? You would say that 5 menos 2. Okay? And there's no alternate. It's just always menos. Finally, to give the answer, I'm going to do the equal sign. Okay? To give the answer, we use the word son, which literally means they are. Okay? But that's how we give an answer in Espanol. So, dos más dos son, if my math is right, cuatro. Dos más dos son cuatro. Okay? Oh, it just feels wrong. Dos y dos son cuatro. Okay? Cinco menos dos son tres. Okay? Cinco menos dos son tres. Okay? So that's how you would express simple numbers, simple arithmetic. Okay? Preguntas. Okay, like I said, this is as far as we go. I take you to, like, first grade level math. In Espanol, I suppose in Spanish, like 4, I think we learn multiplication and division. But beyond that, like I said, you'd have to take much higher math classes before you could take much higher Spanish classes before taking much higher math classes in Espanol. All right? So, what I'd like you to do, once again, is with a partner, on exercise P13, there's 8 problems, okay? So 11 plus 4 equals 15. But you say that in Espanol. I need fingers and toes. Don't laugh at me, okay? Although I did grow up in the era where, we were figuratively and sometimes literally beat with rulers, to memorize addition tables and multiplication tables, and 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is, and 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times blah blah blah. So I still need my fingers and toes. All right. Number 2, 16 plus 10 is 26. Okay, but say that in Spanish. All right. Okay. Mucho español. And I have the numbers up here if you need to look at them, or you can look at your chart. All right, Carter. Work with Jeter. Jeter's awesome. You'll never get bored with Jeter.
I just have the answer because that's not that.
Are we saying the whole equation or just
See the whole equation. I want to see your impressive math skills, Juan.
I deliberately took my math for my degree in high school just so I didn't have to do math here.
I just want to find Mr. Jordan and Miss Russell and be like, hey, guess what I carry in my pocket all the time now? Without meaning to. That's right. A calculator.
You will never have a calculator with you.
Oh, you're not that old. I'm sure when you were in elementary school, you already had cell
No,
phones.
no, not cell phones. There was we got to use calculators one day for fun, but we never actually got to use them for anything. And that was still something my teacher said at the time, and then 5 years later I got a phone.
My ex is a math teacher, so she likes to carry her the big monster things that you can graph with.
Do we need those to write out Spanish?
I suppose if you take calculus in Spanish,
It does not sound fun.
Let's take a calculus course in Madrid.
I've known Americanos who do what's called dual immersion, where in these programs you take literally 2 or 3 other classes in Spanish, starting in kindergarten.
Oh, yeah.
So that and then you're reintegrated either in Sunday or Tuesday. And I knew this one girl who the first couple months is hard because you know all of these terms, but you only know them in Spanish. And so you're sitting in a biology class, and up until that point, every science class that we did has been in Spanish. So you're sitting DNA, it's ADN, and so she says it takes a couple weeks to catch up, but once you do, it's you're there and you have another language. It's for like really, I guess, privileged people to do programs like that. You're like, yeah, I can do that. I could have done PE in That's how you start like in kindergarten.
Senior Santa.
¿Qué pasa?
I just said we should go to some sort of Spanish city and study at calculus at a university there.
You should.
No,
I can recommend a few.
I'm good, thank you.
You're good? Okay.
I'd probably be too dumb for that.
Okay, so P13 then, I don't remember where we left off aquí. Okay, so Josh, por favor, 11 plus 4 equals 15. En español.
Once más cuatro son 15.
Muy bien. Okay, excelente. Sa, número 2.
10 más 10 son 25.
Excelente. Zach, over to you. 7 plus 3.
7 más 3 son 10.
Muy bien. 7 más 3. Número 4, number 4. Lauren, 25 minus 11. I think it's 14. You're the math teacher's kid. I don't know. Tell me. You're like, I'm bad at it. I'm pretty sure it is. So, 25 minus 11 equals 14 en español. So, 25 menos 11. Can you say 11? Son 14. Muy bien. Okay. 25 menos 11 son 14. Número 5, Fátima.
7 menos
4.
4. Okay.
So,
4 is...
what's 7 minus 4?
I'm sorry.
Did you say it's 14?
Yeah, but that's not what I wrote down.
It's 3.
No, I don't know why I wrote that. It's like, it says total.
Yeah, it's actually 3. Can you say 3?
Quanto?
Número 6, Carter. 30 minus 9 equals 21.
30 menos 9 son 21.
Muy bien, muy bien. Número 7, 18 minus 1. Jeter?
18 menos 1 son 17.
Excelente. And the last one, 22 plus 7. Juan.
22 más 7 son 20.
Muy bien. Excelente. All right. We may need to work on your English math skills first. No.
I
Split.
was the one who didn't know what 7 minus 1.
Okay, well, listen. I specifically did my major not to do that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys are too much. Go to page 16. 16. If you need a translation, it's up there. 16.
Well, we're gonna because we're covering up the page that wasn't there.
Huh?
This is the alphabet.
Yeah, we already did numbers. Now we're going to do the alphabet. Okay? Same disclaimer. I don't have songs, don't have a guitar, nothing.
You
No.
don't have the
A,
alphabet
B, C, D,
song.
E, F, G. No, none of that crap. All right? You want Barney? Find another teacher who can sing to you. Okay? But just a couple of things about the Spanish alphabet. Numero uno. And I guess I should start off with this. Sorry, Tupac. All right. You're in luck. You should count yourselves fortunate. Because en español, we use the same alphabet as you do in English. You don't have to learn a whole new writing system. If you were studying like Russian or, an Asian language or something, you'd have to learn a whole new system of writing. We use the exact same one, all right? The only difference is that in Español, we have 27 letters. How many exist in Inglés? 26, all right? So we have an extra letter, and this is it.
That one.
All right, let's make it smaller.
Too small.
Okay, I'm gonna, yeah. It's this one. Okay? Now, that is called the ñ. All right? Don't call it an N with a squiggly line, even though it literally is an N with a squiggly line. Its name, it's ñ. It is the ñ. Okay? It is alphabetized right after the N. So you have M, N, Ñ, O, P.
Does the thing have to go that way?
That's the way I learned it. I guess if you want to tilt it the other way, you
No, I
can.
mean, like sometimes if I write, and it might not go that way. Is that
How will it go?
the other way?
I don't even think I can do it the other way. Like that?
Like, would that be illegible? Like, would you-
No, I knew what you're talking about. I can't do it that way. I literally have to, yeah.
Rewired that part of his brain.
I know. I was always taught the left part goes up and the right part goes down. I mean, I guess. Although I think if you look at it like in other stuff, it's like
Well,
that,
it's
yeah.
probably that way. I just.
Okay, I'll figure that out. Okay, lo siento, but yeah, that is our extra letter. Okay.
So, Santos,
¿Qué pasa?
do any of the other letters have accent marks, like that have accent marks, or treated as their separate letter, or is it just?
Vowels have accent marks, but there's
they're not
usually
treated as a separate.
no,
letter?
they're not. It's usually for one of three purposes that has nothing to do with spelling. I'm going to do that. All right. So, clase. Please repeat, por favor. We're going to go through the alphabet. Okay. If you look at the chart on page 16, on the left-hand side in bold is the letter. Okay. In the middle is the name of the letter. Okay. And then on the right-hand side, they give you words, they give you examples of how it should sound. Let me just say that for the most part, okay, the sounds are the same. I know it may not seem to you sometimes, but for example, the letter M, what does the letter M sound like in English? Guess what it sounds like in Spanish? Like mucho, much, mucho. Okay. What does the letter S sound like in English? Guess what it sounds like in Spanish? That's why my name is Santos in both languages. All right, the two S's, Santos. There's a couple of sounds that are unique, but we'll get into those on Monday. But for now, okay, clase, please repeat. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L,
L,
M,
M,
N,
N,
Ñ,
N,
O,
O,
P,
P,
Q,
Q,
R,
R,
S,
S,
T,
T,
U,
U,
V,
V,
W,
W,
X,
X,
Y,
Y,
Z.
Z.
All right. Now, those of you that have taken Spanish before may have learned the letters slightly differently. A couple years ago, they actually changed the names of them, a couple of them.
You can just change the names of a language.
Actually, if you look on the left-hand side, it gives you the explanation. The RAE, the Real Academia de Español, there's literally a council that decides what Spanish is. And every couple years they meet and yes, either change letter names or change stuff. I almost said che because a couple years ago, the CH was considered a separate letter in Spanish. Now it isn't. So it's still hard for old people like me to, leave it out. There was a couple other letters that also existed, but don't anymore. Okay, so yeah. Apparently French has something similar. L'Académie de la France, something. English doesn't have anything like that, where there's one council that decides stuff. All right. To finish off hoy, what I'd like you to do, por favor, is you're going to share your name, but this time you're going to spell it for us. Okay. So me llamo Santos. Okay. Santos. Because believe it or not, some of your names are kind of odd in Espanol. In Espanol, okay? Trust me, there is no Kyle. There is no Madison. Okay, they're like Mazi, okay?
Is there
There's Josue.
what?
That's the Spanish for Joshua.
So does it matter what Anna use? I just use normal Anna. Not the one for the word.
Because you're not Madisani.
Maybe I am. Maybe I want to be.
You want to be Madison?
Yeah.
No, it's just NA, just the N. Okay?
You want my Spanish name or my English name?
English for now, yeah. Fatima? E. It's not how you pronounce, well, it is actually how you pronounce it, but it's also the name. So, Madison, por favor, how do you spell your name? ¿Cómo se escribe? O-N. Muy bien. Y Kyle, lo siento, es un nombre muy raro.
Me llamo L-A-A.
Okay, muy bien, excelente. Y Carter? No, it's weird in español. ¿Cómo se escribe? How do you spell that?
C-A-R-T-E-N.
Muy bien. And Fatima, that's a Spanish name, but spell it for us anyways.
Fatima, F-E-T, is it E-M-A-H.
H. Muy bien. In Spanish, we don't spell it with the H, so but yeah, it's the same name, Fatima. Okay. Y Zachariah. Oh, that's weird. Por favor, and ¿cómo se escribe? How do you spell it?
I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Zeta,
Mm-hmm.
Y,
Y.
Y.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Muy bien, excelente. Y finalmente Paco, pero tu nombre en inglés, not Paco, pero your English name. I don't care.
Is that my card?
Yeah.
Actually, I think it is. No joke, I think that's my card.
Yeah, I know.
It's fine. Ota, A, T, A, R.
Muy bien. Okay, clase. Tengan un buen fin de semana. Have a good weekend. Y hasta el lunes. We'll see you Monday.